Like if everybody else is good, I'm good. So that's really when I made the switch. Like, yo, if I can make other people happy, that makes me happy. I don't need a whole lot.
Hey, what's good, guys? Welcome to the next episode of Disaster Tested, an interview series where we talk to dope artists about doing dope stuff and being stronger than anything that life has to throw at them. Today, we are talking with Reddick. Lyric, go ahead and talk to the people right now.
How y'all doing, man? I'm Reddick from Topeka, Kansas. Currently live in San Diego, California. I'm happy to be here with UNSHOOK. My man Nathan right here, so let's see what's going on.
Topeka, Kansas. How long were you out there? Were you born there? And when did you come here to San Diego and why?
Man, I've jumped around a lot, bro. Like, I was actually born in New York and Albany, but I wasn't there long enough for it to change me as a person, just when I was a kid. And I bounced between Escondido, California and Topeka, Kansas majority of my life. But I've been living in San Diego for going on 2 years now, consistently.
What are some things you're balancing in your life right now in terms of your passions, like the stuff that you're into, you know?
Man, so of course just the everyday work grind. Then there's music and there's also football, man. I play arena football, I guess I should say. So
you get banged up doing that?
Man, 2 knee surgeries later and still here I am. Can't walk away from it, bro. It's abuse sometimes, but it is what it is.
Dope. And then what role does music play in your life?
Music is everything to me, bro. Like, I went to college for it. I've been doing it from an early age. It's my release. And just I'm at the point now where I'm starting to get more notoriety for something I just love to do. So it's great.
Okay, so off the bat, I just want to talk about the significance of music in your life and why you've chosen to pursue that and hone in on that craft instead of the million other things that you could have, been trying to get good at.
So when I was a kid, so both of my parents are musicians.
Okay, that's a good start.
Like, my mother sang and played piano. My father played wind instruments. I really don't have a relationship with my father, but he played wind instruments, so I think I got it honestly. But I remember being a kid and going to church, and my mom would make me sing, like force me to sing.
She'd make you?
Yeah, she made me sing in the choirs and such like that. So it's always been like around. And when I was a kid, I was like, man, I just want to go play with the other kids. I don't want to be here. But then that slowly went into like, well, you're taking these drum lessons, So drums was the first thing I started learning how to play.
Tight.
And that transferred into trumpet and then trombone, et cetera, et cetera. Overall, when it's said and done, I play 7 instruments. So music has just always been like really close to me.
That's dope.
Really
Did you eventually, like, as the instruments increase, start to enjoy it a little bit more and get more into it, or did none of those instruments really do it for you?
No, man, like I enjoyed it. I think once I hit like middle school, it's really I really started enjoying it and liking it. But it wasn't cool at the time to be a band nerd. You feel me? So it wasn't cool. So I was like, man, no, I'm just in band because it's an easy A. But nah, bro, like I wound up loving it.
Good. What would you say to the people watching right now, whether it's band or some other shit that is not considered cool? What would you say to them about they like something but it's not cool?
Oh, be you. Like be you. If you like it, bro, just like it, bro. Like, at the end of the day, the only thing that you're gonna love is what you love. Like, you can't force yourself to love something because it's cooler than the other thing, bro.
You're gonna go to bed every night and you're either gonna be mad because somebody else, decided what you did during the day, or you could be glad that you did something that made you happy. So just please, like, if something's cool to you, then it's cool. Just do that shit, bro, because those are the same kids that you're going to be hiring later on, I'm glad we got to talk about that, because that's definitely a personal thing to me. You spoke about your dad, right? Not being in your life much. Give me a little insight about your personal feelings as a kid and how was your family structure, right? And how did that affect you becoming the man you are today?
Man, my family structure was still strong, honestly, man. Like, grew up with a single mother, but we had grandparents.
Okay.
So my grandfather essentially was basically my father figure.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's really what it boils down to there. It threw me into a position where I wouldn't say I was necessarily like forced to grow up, but I did. It was kind of like, you are the man around a whole bunch of other women. So there's certain stuff that you need to know how to do in order to be the man that you need to be someday. and that's where we at now.
Was that a lot of pressure? Like, how did that feel? Was it pressure? Was it like hard for you?
At some points, yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie. At some points it really was, because it's more so a pressure that I put on myself, that I had to be the best at everything, and I had to find out what exactly, like, yeah, so I'm good at all this stuff, but which one of those avenues am I gonna explore to put my family in the best position to win at the end of the day?
That's a lot of maturity at a young age to be thinking about your family and stuff like that. But I think that really can mold anybody into, you know, a more thoughtful person when it comes to decision making and doing shit that's really gonna elevate not only you but the people around you. Like, that's already a sign of, you know, a good sign looking at your development. And then how about between that young age to where you are now, let's talk about like high school. How was the process there, and what were some of the hurdles you had to get over, you know, as a youngin' before you graduated high school?
So some of the hurdles for me was, again, it kind of goes back to that maturity thing.
Yeah.
Everybody was out partying and kicking it.
Yeah.
And me, in my mind, I was like, had a job at an early age, had to do X, Y, Z. Bro, I'll never forget, bro, one of my funniest memories. Me and my brother went and bought these big ass BlackBerry bricks because everybody had the smaller phone. So we bought these big ass BlackBerry bricks and said it was our business phone and walked that shit on our hip, like tucked our shirt in or wore sweater vests to try to be way more mature than we were at the time.
Okay.
Like, so I think like my biggest thing, like going from high school to now, was literally just learning how to smile and enjoy life, bro.
I feel that.
Like, that's it. Because it was one of those situations, like, you know how it is, like, when you grow up in certain upbringings, in certain neighborhoods, certain environments, you're forced to grow up too soon. So now, like, my biggest thing as an adult is just what's next besides enjoying life.
Got it.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah. When did music start to really take over your life and become that addiction for you?
So I have my degree in music therapy.
Okay.
After going through that, like I said, it was all instrument, you know what I'm saying? Played the trombone. I tinker with piano. I wouldn't say I'm a piano player, but I know my way around the piano, and I play other instruments as well. So realistically, that's when I'd say, like, that was the turning point where it's like, yo, like, this is what I want to do. Like, when it's all said and done, like, one of my main goals, like everybody talk about bucket list goals, I want to compose a song for a movie at some point in time. When I realized I got that rush, I did one show. It was like, I started off as a hype man, to be real, like, from one of my homeboys. I was just his backup singer, more or less. Out
there or here?
In Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah, I started off as a hype man, and his name's Brell Watson. He went to school in Valencia for music and everything. But people would see us together and they grouped us. So it's just like, oh, this group Brell. I was like, nah, we ain't no group, man. Like, I'm Lyric, that's Brell. But just being on stage with him and watching how people like reacted to him and how people like learned the music to the song so quickly and such like that, that's when I was like, yo, this is what I want to do, bro. Like, and that was summer going into college. So
it's interesting to me, you were doing the drums and the trombone and these wind instruments, but now you're making hip hop music, and so I just wanted to know when that inception was. So I guess that's when it was, right? You being a hype man?
That's when I realized that's what I wanted to do, was perform and put out music. I had always did music just because I was really good with words, as far as like poetry and such. I was really good with words. I always did music when people wanted me to, but it wasn't until that summer where I was like, yo, let me go with you. Yeah. And I had to learn his music, and I was like, yo, this is stupid. I hate it. And I started getting on stage, and I was like, yo, I love this.
That's how it is.
Like, I love this.
That's how it is sometimes.
Right. You know, people taking pictures and wanting my autograph. I'm like, my autograph for what? And then that slowly broke away from that to myself, and that's when I was like, yo, this is the feeling. I love this feeling.
Cool. Now, you're building a platform. Like, to be real, you have a bigger platform than a lot of startup artists. Independent, all that stuff, and you've got a good audience. What are you hoping to do with that audience? Like, what do you want your music to do to the people who are actually listening?
I want my music to inspire, bro. And I know that sounds like a very cliche answer, bro, because like at the end of the day, even now, currently, I'm no different than anybody else. When I first so I put out a song a long time ago called "Doing My Thing" that did really well, and I thought I had made it. I think it did like 10,000 streams, bro, on YouTube. I thought I had made it.
You print it out, put it on your mom's fridge.
Yeah, bro, like everything, hung it up. You know, so my mama like, my baby made a good one, like all of that, bro. And I thought I made it, and I would walk around town. I'll go around town. People would be like, "Yo, ain't you Lyric Reddick?" And for some reason, I was embarrassed. You know, people loved it. They're like, "Ain't that you?" And I'm like, "Nah, it ain't me." No you know, like yeah, bro. So like, but going into like being the man, I say. What I tell people is like the man behind the mask. Yeah. Just because of football and such, I'm always in a face mask. I always say the man behind the mask being him. I want people to be inspired because my circumstances were not the best, but I'm not by any means gonna say my circumstances were the worst. I won't say that. I'm not one of those people like, oh, my teacher said I'll never be shit. I'm not gonna say that neither. I just want people to know like you can come from any point in time or anywhere, and somebody somewhere is gonna agree with the story that you're telling.
I like that. You said your circumstances weren't the best. How were you able to turn your circumstances into more of a positive for you?
To be honest, I made the shift before my circumstances even changed. I made that shift super early in life when I started realizing that I didn't want anybody to go without. And my mother would tell you, even at an early age, like sometimes like that was to my own detriment. Like, oh, this kid don't got school lunch. Yeah. He can't afford it. So I would walk around and ask, you know what I'm saying, like ask moms for $5 this week. Yeah. Ask my grandma for $5 the next week. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 weeks in a month. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's $25. And I'm taking that $25 and putting it on somebody else's lunch, even if I'm not eating myself. So it's like, yo, so what happened to the money I gave you? I thought, oh, I don't know. I lost it. It fell out of my pocket in the gym or some shit. Yeah. Like, so like I've always been to the point like I just want other people to feel happy because that's what made me feel good. Even before my circumstances changed.
That's dope.
Yeah, bro. Like dope. I did that. My cousin Bo, rest in peace, like my best friend, he hit me one time and said, I don't got no gas. I literally walked around high school, Highland Park High School, bro. One of like, I'd probably say one of the poorest schools in Topeka, Kansas, bro. Okay. Like, truthfully. Walked around school and asked everybody I saw, like, yo, let me get $1 for the vending machine. I racked up $30. And instead of taking the bus to Bo's house, I walked to Bo's house to give him this gas money. Like, that's just like always been my thing. Like, if everybody else is good, I'm good. So that's really when I made the switch. Like, yo, if I can make other people happy, that makes me happy. Yeah. I don't need a whole lot. You feel me?
I could listen to somebody like truthfully, and you got examples to back it up, talk about what makes them happy is making other people happy. It's just like people I want to be around.
Yeah, bro.
What sort of stuff do you have going on in the future? Like projects, singles, music videos, photo shoot, anything you got going on?
So if everything goes according to plan, okay, which it will, this year, 2020 and on is going to be a movie, bro. Like I just released a single with my guy Amari, who's actually slowly became one of my best friends. But it's called Cognac, which we're gonna shoot a video for that. I'm working on a project with Bryant Lamar called Diaspora.
That's a
LP. So I believe it's just an EP. Okay. I want to say it's like 6 tracks. It's gonna be me, Amari, and Bryant.
Cool.
It's going to be very culture, you know what I'm saying, very filled with culture. So what we're doing is we want it to be so organic, like we're just going to link up. It's not going to be like, oh, I made this, let me send it to you, let me send it to you. Like, no, every song. So whatever feeling you have, or we all have, or we comes from that beat, is what the song will be. So we can't be like, oh, this is all going to be structured this way. It's whatever comes up.
So when you drop these 6 tracks, whoever's listening is going to be listening to how you guys were feeling in that short amount of time. That's really dope.
Yeah, bro.
And you have a release date?
We don't.
Okay. So what you guys, we're going to link his Instagram as well as Brian's Instagram and Amari, 2 other good friends of mine, down below. You guys need to follow them, stay up to date when that project drops. Your newest single is called Cognac. That's going to be, the links to all the streaming is going to be down below as well. And while you're down there, go ahead and use that code DT20 for 20% off your order on UNSHOOKclothing.com. He already got one too, so go find something you like, use that code. Just for being on YouTube, you guys get that. Other than that, any last words you want to tell the camera?
Nah, man, like I said, use the code DT20. Yep. Get your UNSHOOK clothing. Run Cognac, for real. snap me or whatever you want to do, bro. All my links are gonna be down there, right?
Yeah, everything's below.
You know what I'm saying? All my links are right there. Send it to me if you like it. Honestly, send it to me if you don't like it. Let me know what's up, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just all about connecting.
We stay in contact with you guys. We're glad we have this platform to communicate. So go ahead and communicate with us. I appreciate every one of you for tuning in. Other than that, just go do something cool today and stay unshook.
I be coolin' though, just staying out the Wednesday. Ain't flashing with this fashion like I'm waiting for my payday. Might hit the road a bit, but nothing like my heyday. Been clocking music hours and I still ain't earned a vacate. I go to shows and spit these flows, you know, been coast to coast.